3, 2, 1. Welcome to Happy Hour.
I'm Kyley, and this is Jojo.
And this is our podcast, Babbling Bartenders, about all things service industry, bar, both behind and in front of.
Cool. Yeah. This smells rank.
I think it might be mine that you think smells rank.
Ugh.
No, it's mine. I think you like it. You want to try mine?
I'm not gonna like this. I know that.
You might. It just tastes like lemonade.
Oh, it smells good.
Uh-huh.
That's not bad.
You want to trade?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's a sour, but it's a pretty sweet sour. I would call it more of a wise. But I think it's the distillation process that makes it a sour, not a wise. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So we got these from one of our local bars.
We went out, got piercings today.
I got my belly button re-pierced.
I had my eyebrow done. And
yeah,
got some beers.
Burr.
Got some beers in our beer hats.
We got these for free.
Oh, period.
Yeah.
So I'm Jojo. I started in the service industry when I was 15 and worked my way up and started bartending officially when I was 21, but I started at 20. If you hear something, it's the dog.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then how old were you when you started?
So I started in like an ice cream shop when I was 16, and then started like the service industry when I was 17 at Wing House as a 17-year-old minor.
Jail.
Same outfits too, which is crazy.
Jail.
And then I started bartending when I was 19, and then I took a break for a little bit, and then
that was COVID.
Here
right?
I am. Yeah. Here I am again.
So we have so many crazy, not only bartending, I have server stories, I have host stories.
Literally, how many from last night, honestly?
How many from the past 2 weeks? And so currently we both work in a downtown bar.
She already fucking tore it up.
What the hell?
God damn. Anyways, sorry.
Currently we both work at a downtown bar. For the sake of this, we're going to call it Rooftop. And that's how we had met previously
at another job, actually.
Yeah, we've worked in this downtown area in our town for like quite a few years now. And we started working together last July.
Yeah,
we opened the place. It opened,
which was really nice because like everybody was new. Like if you ever have like the chance to
open a restaurant,
do it.
Absolutely. I've also opened, and I'll say this because it's a corporate restaurant, I also opened Red Robin.
Oh yeah.
And it was lovely. Those were 2 restaurants I opened, and both times like such a good experience.
It's just really nice because like everybody's new, everybody will fuck up. Like,
nobody's the new kid because everybody's the new kid.
Yeah.
And like you said, they kind of expect you to fuck up.
Yeah.
Like everyone kind of fucks up.
And it's just like kind of like a live and learn kind of situation.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So easy. Last weekend we were at a music festival.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We live in Florida. We went to Tortuga Fest on Fort Lauderdale Beach. So much fun.
Got a little drunk.
Barked at men.
Oh yeah.
I was like, why does my throat hurt? We're laying in the hotel room. I'm like, I feel like I didn't scream that much.
We didn't scream at all.
I barked at multiple men all day.
If they were staring,
Bark. So most of our stories are going to be probably bartending stories.
Yeah. We'll have some like out on the town, like this crazy shit kind of
I had some like cool host stories back then and like server stories, but all the craziest ones have happened behind the bar, downtown specifically. Oh, yeah. Our town downtown is like, what, 6 blocks?
Yeah.
Probably more. Like
about
square block wise, maybe like 12. Because like 3x4 or like.
Yeah. Probably like 12.
12 to 16. And the 16 is like outskirts at that
now
point.
They just added the other one. So yeah, there's more now.
Yeah. So probably like, and there's what, 12, 15 bars?
Yeah.
At least.
So when we like when we grew up, our town was very small. Mm-hmm. Like there wasn't a lot of stuff downtown.
Small town vibes. You know, you're in middle school and you ask your mom, hey, Kylie's mom said we could go to the mall if your mom drops me off and your mom picks me up. That was like our whole childhood experience. And there was a roller skating rink.
There was 2.
Yeah, but the one was the bigger one.
Yeah.
Roller skating rink.
I never went there.
What?
I only did the one on
You never went to the big one?
Mm-mm.
They used to have lock-ins. You get there at like
Damn.
10, 11 p.m. and then they lock you in.
That's crazy.
And then they would do like pizza and games and stuff, and then you get out at like 8 a.m.
That's crazy.
And at like 14, my parents were like, have fun.
With boys and girls?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it was a roller skating rink. What are you going to do? I was a good girl. I went to a Catholic high school.
I went to a Christian elementary school.
Oh, man. So most of my stories are from Rooftop and then this other bar that we also both worked at, but in passing.
Yeah, like I worked there for like a week.
I worked there for 2 years. And just like a background, because I feel like our most talked about will be Rooftop, which is current job. And we have exclusive permission from them to talk about Rooftop, so it's fine.
And
we love them. Yes, it's a fantastic job. And my other crazy ones are probably going to be from Patio, which, just to set the scene, our bar currently, Rooftop, is a 2-story bar. There's a restaurant. It's a bar restaurant downstairs, bar restaurant upstairs, one kitchen, you know, the vibes. Yeah. Patio is an acre of open, so think of a downtown city, small city, but city.
Yeah.
A whole acre tucked into a corner with 2 bars and like an outdoor-ish kitchen and like a private event space. And then you have a couple from a hotel.
And then we'll call the other one, my first job, music.
Music?
I don't know.
Yeah. You have some from Beach too, right?
Yeah, not very many because I only worked there for. Okay, you have fluff.
This is Lucy. Yeah, you didn't work there long, but she worked at like
I probably have a couple stories here and there.
The beach area. Yeah, you call it music.
Yeah, music.
Yeah.
It's like a family-based restaurant, like,
and they do like karaoke kind of and like stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of live music.
Yeah, and it's like based on like music stuff. So,
but those would be probably the most. Wing House and Red Robin we can just name because
if we think of something, we'll name it.
Yeah. Cool. I think we should start with last weekend's.
Oh my god.
Okay, so a couple weekends ago, we were working the upstairs bar, and for reference, we both worked that upstairs bar almost every weekend.
Yeah, pretty much
together.
Every weekend.
And so there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens.
So also, like our downtown, there's a lot of homeless people, so you might hear some homeless stories.
It's also strange because sometimes it's like a wedding party downtown or a bachelor party, and then sometimes it's just like trashy night out.
Yeah,
and like
there's no in between.
No. Yeah. So it's very strange.
And I wouldn't call ourselves like just a bar. Like,
I was gonna say that too. It's a restaurant.
We have like a restaurant, and it's pretty nice.
I was gonna say it's like it's not. I wouldn't call it like fine dining or upscale.
It's in between like a family restaurant and a like
nice dining. Yeah.
It's like,
and it's like we have like an Irish pub alleyway like a block away from us. That's like on Thursdays they do $12 all you can drink wristbands. We are not that.
No. And then they do like wrestling in there.
Yeah, live music all the time, like big bands too, which is kind of crazy. We're not that. We are a nicer family restaurant.
Yeah, we have people come and play, but it's not like crazy.
It's not like screaming for shots.
I mean, shoot, we have one lady that like what would you call it? Your friend?
Which one? The old timey music?
Yeah, she does like old timey music,
like 40s.
It's very like a good vibe.
Yeah, and we do have like DJs on the weekends but it's never like. There's not a lot of fights. I think there's been 2 fights since we've been open, and one of them was the night before Thanksgiving. If you know, you know.
Blackout
Wednesday, baby. So it's cool. You know, it's like a nice if you want to come and get an appetizer and like have some craft cocktails. Like they're all like 6-step cocktails. Like it's nice stuff. The weekends, it turns a little more into like vodka sodas and beer. It's a little different.
And gingers.
Yes.
More beers.
Another ultra. Yeah. So a couple weekends ago, and you have to start this because you started the interaction.
So a couple came up, sat down at our bar. Our bar is about 10 seats. deep on upstairs.
It's a pretty long.
Yeah, it's a long
bar. Yeah.
So 10 people, maybe 11 if we squeeze, can fit up there. And they sat down. I went over there, and the man definitely looked of age. In Florida, you have to ID if you have any question.
If they look under 40.
Yeah. So the lady, she looked old enough, but it was
under 40.
Iffy. But it was iffy. So
under
I was
40.
like,
and it's that late on a Friday or Saturday night.
Absolutely.
You can't.
Even people that I know that come in, I will ID.
We have cameras everywhere. There are people that do undercover investigations. Yeah. Like, it's just not worth. If you worked in the service industry in any state that has laws like Florida does,
you'd understand.
You get it, yeah.
Yeah. And we could lose our liquor license.
We could lose our jobs.
Yeah, we could lose our jobs.
We could be put in jail.
Yeah, we might not be able to bartend ever again. Like, it's just a lot. So he asked for a beer, and she asked for like a Prosecco or something, and I just asked nicely to see her ID. And they were like, "Oh, I don't think we brought it, blah, 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 blah." I was like, "Okay, I'll go grab your beer while you're, like, figuring it out."
Man with full gray beard.
Gray beard.
I'll go grab your beer.
Yeah. So I came back, and he had a picture of her passport on his phone, which was really, really, really weird.
Also in Florida, you have to ID if you look under 40, and it has to be physically in our hands. Yeah. We're allowed to take a driver's license, a photo ID, or a passport in our hands. So she had her passport.
If she had it with her, I would take it.
We could use it. But a photo of anything that we can't hold in our hands is not allowed. I think that they just started, I think like North Carolina or something, and Florida just started it too, where there's an app that you actually can use.
That's nice.
But it's not like well known. Yeah. I don't even know if it's like passed or whatever yet.
Yeah, I'd rather not risk that.
Yeah, no.
And so I was like, sorry, like, I can't take that. Like, I need something to, like, be able to hold and whatever. And they're like, okay, hold on 1 second. And I walked away because I have other guests.
It's a Friday night.
Yeah.
She comes up to me, and she says, "How old do you think that woman looks?" And I said, 26, 27. Yeah. And she said, "Would you ID her?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Well, she doesn't have it." I'm like, "Okay, then don't serve her." Especially if you already ask out loud.
Yeah,
you cannot be like, "Oh, just kidding." So we're talking. I look over, and as soon as I make eye contact, the man flags me over, and he starts showing me the photo of the passport. And I said, "I'm really sorry, I can't take it." I explained to him kind of what we just said. Yeah. Florida has pretty specific laws. I need to hold it in my hand. And he said, "I want to speak to your manager right now." And I was like, "Great."
Good luck.
Our manager, who's love her so much, stands on business. And she's a spicy little Puerto Rican woman.
She's what, like 5 foot?
5 foot tall at max.
Yeah.
And she's kind and professional, but she is stern.
Yeah, she doesn't take anybody's shit.
Absolutely not. So she goes over there. "Oh, Lucy messed up the rug. It's okay."
You can't even see it.
You can see the bottom, kind of. It's okay. So she goes over there, and she's like, "What's going on?" And he's explaining, and she goes, and she kind of just says the law that we just said, we could get in trouble, and blah, 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 blah. And he goes, "Can I talk? Can you let me talk?" And she said, "Yeah, you absolutely can talk, but the answer is not going to change unless I have her ID in my hand." She walks away. So that should be that.
Yeah, it shouldn't be any more of a discussion. It should be
done. That. It wasn't. So he looks at me again. I think he looks at both of us, and he went like this, and she was like,
we're like, oh. Because I walked over too, because I wanted him to throw it at us.
Yeah, he was not speaking kindly to us after, I think probably about after I said no too, when he realized he wasn't getting his way. He was getting more and more cussing, louder, more aggressive. Yeah.
Also, he told us that she was 46, and then he told our manager she was 36. So, what?
I don't know. Super strange. Yeah, because when we said you have to look under 40, he was like, "Well, she's over 40, whatever." So he calls me over, and I'm like, "What's up?" And he pulls me in, and he goes, "Can I make you feel bad about what you just did?" And I went, "Sure, you can try." And he said, "We have a 1-year-old at home, and this is our date night, and she's a doctor, and you're ruining our date night because we just wanted to come out and have a drink. We're ruining your little date night.
If you're going out on the
bring
week,
your
if you're going
ID.
out in general, bring your fucking ID.
Crazy.
No matter if you're 80 or 20. Like,
crazy. So I went, okay, I'm going to stop you right there. Unfortunately, you're not going to make me feel bad because I'm not losing my job, risking a fine, risking jail, risking this restaurant getting hurt. Sounds dramatic. It's true. I know somebody I used to work with that got arrested for something like this. Yeah. Like, crazy. And I'm trying to explain, like, to, you know, these people next to you could be undercover. This is a very common thing, especially downtown. And he's getting more and more heated, and he starts screaming, I'm gonna effing sue you. I'm gonna.
First of all, you can't
good luck. And I went, actually, what you're gonna do is you're gonna finish your beer, and I will take care of it, and you're gonna go try your luck at another bar. And I walk away, and if there's one thing about me, I love confrontation. My hands will shake, but I will still do it. So I walk over, I comp his beer, and I'm like, you're good to go, sir. Have a good night. And he dumps his 3/4 of the way beer all over the bar. His glass is rolling.
Like, throws, you have to go catch it to make sure it doesn't break.
Falls. Throws his chair out while people are still eating dinner behind him.
It was probably like 8 o'clock.
It's like chair to chair upstairs too. And I said, have the day you deserve. And they left. But it was appalling.
Yeah.
How do you throw such a temper tantrum?
And it seems like recently, I don't know about you, but it seems like recently when I ask for IDs, people don't have them. And they
don't know why.
And then they'll go get them out of their car or whatever, wherever they have it. And then they'll get annoyed and they'll be like younger than me.
There's also certain bars in our area that will not even let you in the front door without an ID.
Yeah.
The alley, the Irish bar alleyway we were talking about will not let you in. I know the security guard by name. And
he still checks
it. If I roll up without my ID, he will not let me in.
Yeah.
There's another little bar. Ooh, we should call it something.
Which one? Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
So we have a bar right next to us as well. We should call it Frat Boy Bar.
Yeah. Or High School Reunion.
High School Reunion. High School Reunion Bar. I know all of them by name. They will not let me in if I don't have an ID. Like, it's not just us. It's very common.
We're not like being like
the patio.
Yeah.
After on the weekends after a certain time, you can't come in.
There's security and everything. We used to have security, but we're not doing late night anymore.
Yeah, we close a little bit early, so that even makes it more our responsibility to check and make sure everybody has what they need. And
even when we did have security, I will still ID somebody if I have any inkling that they're like young.
And if they were like, the security guard already ID'd me, I'd be like, oh, it's like when you type in your password and they ask you for your security question.
Yeah.
I'm your security question.
Or re-enter your password.
Yeah. And then, so that gets done, and it sounds, talking about it, like it wasn't a huge deal. This guy was leaning over the bar. He was yelling. He was swearing. Like, I got done. Our sweet bar back was like ready to jump in if he needed to.
Yeah, he came right behind us. I had like, there was something in me that I was like, I really want him to just throw this beer at me because he was holding it while he was like yelling at us.
I think he was debating like not even throwing, like splashing it in our face or something.
Because I would have went over the bar.
Oh, I wouldn't have. I would have cried and pressed charges.
I would have went over the bar.
No, because then you get in trouble too. I want him to get in trouble.
I feared for my life.
Yeah, it sounds like it wasn't a huge deal. It was like I was shaking afterwards. Like, he was so nasty. It was not a great time. Also, what are you gonna sue us for, baby boy?
Yeah, not
following the law
because you don't have an ID.
These people followed the law. She's a doctor.
Sue her.
She's a doctor. And then the very next night, me and the same manager got into another altercation with another man. Like, back to back. It was so wild. It was these two guys. This one's not actually it was more dramatic, but it was quicker. These two guys come up. You weren't here this day. And they're pretty drunk, but they're not like wasted or anything. They order a beer. They don't drink it. They leave. Super strange. He comes back up, and I was kind of busy. I had two people in front of me, like probably around our parents' age, husband and wife, and then two more people, and I had like a bunch of tickets to make for tables. And he comes up and he leans over the bar and he goes like this. And I went over and I'm shaking a drink. I'm like, yeah, what's up, babe? And he was like, he kind of just goes like this. I said, hey, what do you need?
Hello?
What do you need? And he went, what? I said, what do you need from me?
Keep in mind, it's a busy Saturday night.
And I thought he was upset because I threw his beer away because he didn't drink any of it, but we watched them walk out the door.
Yeah.
And he goes, my buddy left his phone. And I went, oh, baby, I don't have a phone. Sorry. And he went, I didn't ask if you had a phone. I said he left his phone. And I said, I don't have the phone. Because I thought it was pretty clear, oh, baby, I don't have a phone. Like, I didn't get a phone. Like,
he probably thought you meant, like, he was asking to, like, use your phone.
Yeah. And but also, why are you being so rude?
Yeah, calm down.
And so he immediately goes, I want your supervisor. And I was like, oh my God. Same supervisor. Same supervisor every Friday.
But I think she just enjoys it, though.
Yeah, she's meant to be a supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's really good at usually mediating situations. But he starts talking to her. He's like, left the phone here. And his buddy and brother, he kept saying buddy and then brother. His brother, buddy.
Brother.
His buddy, brother. He was like, left his phone. She's like, we don't have a phone. If we had one, the bartender would have your phone.
Yeah.
I'm the one behind the bar.
I
would have your phone. The manager running around would not have your phone. I double check with the bar back. He doesn't have the phone. So he's like, well, go check the cameras.
Keep in mind, we've been open for what, 12 hours?
It's also a very busy Saturday. It's busy enough that we don't have time to go sit in the office and scroll through camera footage. So she was like, I'm not going to do that. If you want me to take your phone number, if we find it tonight, we'll call you. But I'm not going to look at the cameras right now. So he starts speaking in Spanish about how he wants to effing slap her.
Also, keep in mind, she's fluent in Spanish.
She has an accent.
You can
tell by looking at her and hearing one sentence out of her mouth that she's Spanish. Yes. And so he starts saying in Spanish, I'm going to smack her. She's lazy. She's a dumb B word. Blah, 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 blah. And she starts talking back to him in Spanish and is like, I know what you're saying. Get out, basically. Mm-hmm. And it ended up taking 3 people. Yeah. And they didn't actually leave until we said, we're going to call the police if you don't leave. And then they left. Yeah. But back to back.
That's so crazy.
So wild. It's especially where we're
working downtown is just crazy.
It's always crazy. My first job downtown, my first day ever, before training, before anything, at the patio, the manager was like, oh, can you come in and just like stand behind the bar on a Friday night so you can kind of see what you're getting yourself into? Crazy shit went down then. Yeah. Very first day downtown. I was like, oh, this is what happens. And then I've never left downtown since then.
Yeah.
I think I thrive in chaos.
It makes the day go faster, honestly.
Yeah. And it makes for content.
We're never leaving.
Literally, we're just be stuck forever. Okay, drink of the day, intermission. Every episode, we're going to talk about a common drink and like the ingredients in it. What do you think is in a Long Island?
It's tea, right?
If you said tea, you're wrong. Kylie, what's in a Long Island?
It's actually Coke, sour. It has gin, vodka, rum, and tequila. Oh, and
triple sec. Yeah. So really, it's liquor and more liquor. So if you're ordering a Long Island iced tea and you're like, is this sweet or unsweet? It's neither. It's liquor.
It's Coke.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But it's crazy when people like ask for I forget what somebody asked for one time.
I like when they say double. I'm like, a Long Island is already like, 2.5 ounces of alcohol, my dude. Okay. We need another.
Oh yeah, I had somebody ask for it without sour once. I was like, "Are you okay?"
Ew. Are you ill?
Alrighty, crazy stories from other jobs that we worked at.
So when I worked at Patio, I was when I started there, I was a baby bartender. I had only bartended at Red Robin, a corporate restaurant, which is just not the same as like dive bar. And this was definitely dive bar vibes. Yeah. It was a big, nice dive bar.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like a nice dive bar.
But it's dive bar-y. During the day, it's nice. Like, you'll come and, like, have a night. But after hours, it is a dive bar.
Yeah.
So one weekend, I think it actually might have been like a Wednesday or Thursday night. We live about 45 minutes from a major university in Florida. And
a big university that
everybody knows. Think about the 3 universities here. It's one of them. Like big ones. Like you probably heard about their football team. It's one of those 3.
Yeah.
And we had a sorority rent out our entire 1-acre patio. I have never been more thankful to be in the inside bar in my entire life.
And the inside bar was not busy on like a Friday or Saturday night.
Outside bar is where you wanted to be. And I'm so thankful. So it was probably about 200, 150 sorority girls. They all had a +1. Who do you think all the sorority girls +1s were? Frat boys!
Yay, my favorite.
So they all come in, and they're all over 21. That was the only good thing. They come in on a couple buses. So it's nothing, and then it's busfuls of sorority girls. So we're told in the beginning that
which is nice because you don't have to worry about over-serving them because they're all getting on a bus.
That is true. There's no like, do you have a DD? Are you Ubering? Yeah, that is nice. But
so not nice.
Well, we'll get there. Sorry for the interruption. Again, the next door neighbor's child set off the Ring camera
and decided to fuck with it. But
I would show you if they weren't underage because it is terrifying.
It's 10 o'clock at night right now.
It's 10 p.m. and they hopped over to the front door
and screamed
and like looked like a literal goblin. Okay, so sorry for the cutout. I was talking about the sorority thing. They come in and on this bus, and we're told they each get 2 free drinks. That's all we're told. They don't have tickets. They don't have wristbands. We have no way of keeping track of this. They all come in at the same time and look like the fucking anchovies from SpongeBob that are making waves. They all look the same. They're all sorority girls and frat boys, no offense. And they're offense. They're menaces. They're so bad. They're so rude. They are ordering multiple drinks at a time. And in my head, I'm like, kind of no big deal. Like, if it's a long wait, there's so many of you. If you want to order both your Tito's and sodas at the same time, like, it's not a big deal. It was a big deal. The bartenders ended up starting to mark their hands with Sharpies just to try to keep track of what's going on.
So easy to get off.
There's also 2 bars. So they could order 2 drinks from our bar and then go out to the other bar and order 2 drinks
They weren't on the same wavelength.
We had no idea what was going on. Nobody told us anything. So the first sound the alarm was finding fireball shooters all over the floor.
Which they do not sell there.
I think only the gas station sells those, like the little bottles of fireball. DJ cuts out, GM goes up and is like, yeah, you can't be doing this. Knock it off.
Not a thing you do at a bar.
You don't do that when you go out. If we find another fireball, we're shutting it down. We're not doing this. So it keeps going. And then sorority mom comes and says, hey, my tab is at what I want my tab to be. No more drinks for everyone.
Oh, don't forget the...
Oh, I will. We'll get there. So we're like, well, I can see that I've only served about half the people in my bar. Yeah. So they announced that, and everyone is pissed. We are being screamed at. We are being...
And imagine, like, drunk sorority and frat boys.
And I'm, like, 20... I mean, I'm 25 now. I'll be 26. I was probably like 23, 24. So they were still, like, they weren't that much younger than me, but for some reason... they seemed so much younger than childish, me. Yeah, I don't know. And so they're all pissed. They're yelling. They're screaming. They're throwing a fit. And at about the time that we're all like, wow, I really don't want to do this anymore. I'm being berated by 21-year-olds. They're literally throwing money at me. They're tipping us maybe 25 to 50 cents, $1 if we're super lucky.
Yeah.
My manager finds a bag of Coca-Cola on the ground. And we're like, wonder how that got in here. The whole restaurant's rented out to this one group of people. And probably less than 5 minutes later, the outside bartender finds another bag of Coca-Cola on the ground. So at this point, all the bartenders are fed up. We're kind of to the point where we're like, I'm done serving this. Like, if you, the GM, want to do it, you're more than welcome to. But, like, we're all being verbally abused.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing it. GM is like, we're shutting the entire thing down. We're not doing this anymore. I don't understand how they didn't check their bags before they got on the bus.
Which is literally terrifying.
What was in there?
Yeah.
We're in Florida.
What else?
I don't understand. Yeah. And then again, they're sorority girls. I'm almost positive. Let us know.
Comment below.
Comment down below. Leave a like. That you can't even post pictures on your Instagram with beer or like alcohol when you're in a sorority. Yeah. I don't.
We didn't go to college.
Yes, I don't know for sure.
We were in college, but we were not in a sorority.
No, so I don't know for sure. Yeah. But I've heard that like there's like super strict rules that you have to follow like when you're in a sorority.
Because you have to fit that image.
Yeah, they all fit the image because they all looked the same. Mm-hmm. So we're shutting it down. Everyone is heated. There are some people that have had 6 drinks and are plastered, and there are some people that have not had one yet. And we have security trying to get them out. They're like, some of them are refusing to leave. We ended up getting the cops in because there's always cops downtown to try to get them out. It was miserable. We made virtually no money. I'm almost positive, just sat for like 20-30 minutes after they left before we started like closing because we were just like, what the actual fuck was that?
What just happened?
And the next day we woke up to at least 51-star reviews. It was like, Brad.
I was about to say, but how did you know they were from that?
It was like, Brad, 1 star, kicked me and all my friends out for no reason just because we're young.
Bruh.
Jennifer, me and my girlfriends had a terrible time here.
Claire, I hate it here. I'm never returning.
It's like, okay, please
don't.
I would love for you to never return. It was miserable. And again, I feel like it doesn't sound that crazy, but just imagine all of that over the course of like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Of like a sea of people. Like at one point I had to use the bathroom, and afterwards we found remnants of Coca-Cola all over there too, but at one point I had to use the restroom, and I was like, well, all these people are already waiting this long, like I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
if you're on this biz, sometimes you get it, like you're like, I just gotta pee real quick. So I was like, hey, other bartender, like you're good. I think that my boyfriend, I think he worked there at the time. I think he might have hopped behind the bar to watch it while I peed. Something happened. And I went, and one of the girls, I was standing in line to use the restroom. It was like a 3-stall restroom. And I went to go in, and one of the girls skipped me. And I went, excuse me.
Like, you see me in uniform. Like, do you want your drink or not?
I went, excuse me. And she went, well, you work here. I'm the customer. I should get to go first. I'm like, I mean, I get that, but I'm in front of you in line. And also, if you want your drink faster, let me pee.
Yeah.
Let me go.
I've been back there for
2 hours now. Yeah. Like, what? It was miserable.
And that mindset
of like, well, I'm the customer, I should get to go first.
I'm a human being and I have to piss.
Just because I work here doesn't mean I don't have bodily functions. I was like, and I was at the point where I was like doing a dance. I was like, oh, I really gotta go. Remember when Lucy farted last time and I gagged? We tried to record an episode last week and just like a bunch of stuff went wrong, so we had to record, and in it she jumps. It was an atomic bomb of a toot. It was silent and it was more than deadly. And I gagged twice because of it.
I almost pissed myself.
I was laughing so hard. So bad.
Okay. So what?
You tell your story.
All right. So I was at music. I want to say 19, maybe 20. I was serving at the time. And this lady, and
this
it was like
right after COVID.
Right after COVID. So it had those COVID restrictions where it's like every other table, or there can only be like, I want to say like 10 or 20 people like in the restaurant, like something like that.
It was like it was teetering towards the end, but there were still restrictions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we were finally back open to the public. This lady comes in, fucking like going crazy.
This lady ended up making our town's news.
Oh yeah. She goes to the bar, starts like lifting her shirt, like not all the way, but there was some,
obviously not in her right mind.
Yeah, she was definitely on something. Something was not right with her.
And it was not just alcohol.
No. Yeah. And she just starts yelling, just making a scene. And this is a family like based restaurant. Like people go there, like most birthday parties and stuff, people go to this specific like restaurant.
Every year my family, for at least 2 of our birthdays, go.
Yeah.
Go
so it's there's kids all around. And the parking wasn't the parking lot wasn't really full or anything. But she runs outside. So my manager runs outside to like catch her, to just like make sure she's okay at least. And he's like this tall, lanky man. Like he's not gonna do anything, but he has to like.
But he's gonna do his best.
He will. Hey, sweet man. But he runs out because we could be liable, like if she leaves and like gets in a car accident, even though she didn't take it or like drink anything or do anything.
It doesn't look good to be the last restaurant that she left. Yeah.
And so she gets in her car and starts like going back and forth in the parking lot. Like we are scared that she's gonna run into the restaurant. And my manager tries to like stop her, and he has to jump out of the way to not get hit. And she was like flooring it. It wasn't like a, little grandma just like going along. No, she was flooring it. So she hops a curb. I remember that. And there was like a dirt patch at the restaurant where like people park. And she like hops the curb and she like floors it out of there in the dirt. And it's just crazy. We're like, what the hell?
What just happened?
Yeah. And we kind of just brushed it off. And I don't know if they did anything. Like my manager called the cops or anything. I don't really know. Bless you. But we hear, because one of my coworkers' daughters worked at Outback.
One of my really good friends is a manager at the time at Outback.
Yeah. And Outback was probably like 5 minutes away. Apparently she made it to Outback. And I think whatever she took kicked in, or she took more.
Like halfway there, she's like, "Oh, it's in."
She's like, "Yeah." Yeah, she proceeded to get fully nude.
Fully.
No,
birthday
nothing.
Suit. There are videos. There are video footage of this. Everyone in our town saw it.
Oh, absolutely.
It made the news.
Yeah, and she proceeds to get up on the bar and start throwing glasses, bottles, anything she can get her hand
flinging, on. Like up against walls.
No fucks given. Like throwing. She's naked, so her titties are flying everywhere.
If you've ever seen Hereditary, and there's a scene in it where there's a naked older woman, and it's really creepy. Or what'd you say?
The one where she's in the like dad's like her childhood home.
Yeah, it was like that. It was. And the way she climbed under the bar, it was foul.
It was
foul. My friends that worked there at the time, she said the manager that was there, she wasn't there, I don't think. I can confirm that. But the manager that was there was using food trays as shields because there were patrons in the restaurant with children. And it was using like the shields, like having them get behind him so that, and she's just flinging glasses everywhere.
They were closed for like a day or two.
Yeah, because so much cleanup, so much sanitizing.
Yeah,
a naked woman. It was also an open because they tased her in the restaurant. I think.
So she probably pissed herself.
I think she did on the floor. So they had cleanup. They had sanitation. Sanitation. They had to sanitize everything. She threw glasses at like they were low. Like they didn't.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. So that.
I remember like
that was crazy.
The old manager coming up to me being like, "Look at what just happened at this job," and like showing me the video.
Yeah. And they were like, "Oh, that's Outback."
Yes.
Which is crazy.
And the video went around like an hour after it happened.
Oh yeah,
like everywhere.
And their mom saw it.
Right. Like people were coming into the bar I was working at and being like, "Did you see?" And I'm like, "Oh, yes, I did."
Talk about it.
Sit down, have a beer.
We're not there.
I'm also having a beer. I'm like, let's talk about it. Wild.
Oh gosh, our town is kind of crazy.
Wild.
But yeah.
Well,
we did our first podcast.
We did it! Let's just say yeah! All right. Thank you.
But yeah, subscribe.
Yeah,
something that y'all want to hear about.
Yeah, if you have questions, we have so many more stories to tell. We hopefully eventually, when we get better equipment, want like our coworkers and our other friends we've worked in the service industry to come on.
Anybody that's had like a crazy experience in a bar.
I think also eventually I'd like to do where people can like email us their stories and we can tell your stories. Our handle on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram is at babblingbartenders. And then my handle on Instagram is at imyouneek.
And and then mine is KYLEY_LAINE.
Yeah, so you can see us on there. That'll be really fun.
You can see the Tortuga.
Yeah, we went to Tortuga Fest. That was super fun at a music festival. Amazing. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, comment anything that y'all want to hear about.
Yeah, like, questions. If y'all
have any questions about drinks, anything like that.
Super fun. Yeah, hopefully we'll be putting up eventually every week, but every week to every other week we'll be up here. Sure. Woo! We did it. Thanks for coming to happy hour.